How many times have you prayed over the past 738 days for hostages and hostage families? I know countless times Yael, myself, and others have asked for your intercession because you're a praying people and you touch the heart of God. In these 738 days, none of us possessed the vocabulary to express the pain, the anguish, the heartache, the suffering of grieving families, too held hostage, either in the tunnels of Gaza or held in terror, wondering, even knowing what their loved ones were going through. No vocabulary for that. And even today, while the scenes are very different, we don't possess the vocabulary. As loved ones are reunited, there's great wailing and moaning and groaning and sometimes laughter and tears, and there'll be singing and dancing, music. It all can be so wonderful and yet still filled with such, there's no vocabulary. Not long after the massacre, I was down south at the site of the Nova Music Festival, and I was talking to you like this in the camera. And there was a woman that interrupted us for a moment, holding a photograph of a beautiful young man. She said, "Can I talk to you for a moment?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And I stepped over and she began to talk. She said, "Can I tell you about my son?" Of course she could. And as she talked, he was there at the festival and lost his life. When I held his photograph and looked at it, I said, was he here for the girls or the music? And she said he was here for both. Well, this morning, that same place, that same site of the Nova Music Festival, there was a special prayer service. Today is the 7th day of the Feast of Tabernacles of Sukkot. Today is Hoshana Rabbah. It is the day of multiplied prayers. Multiplied prayers brought us to this moment. It's that you prayed and you didn't pray once. It's that you prayed and you prayed again, and then you prayed again, and then others joined you, and this entire fellowship family came together time and again to pray, to intercede, to call upon the name of our great God. Gifts that you sent often went to hostage families. I've met them in Israel. I've met them in Washington. I've met them in New York. They know who you are. And the ministry to these families doesn't end today any more than the great calling upon your life, this ministry, to help Jews anywhere and everywhere struggling. But there'll be plenty of time to talk about that later. Today, we wanted to pause and praise God that some are returning to open arms and others to open graves. But regardless, they are returning souls to soil. And I believe it's because of the multiplied prayers of people like you, this fellowship family of praying warriors who stayed on the wall. And for this, we thank you and praise God. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. Shalom.